Guess you gotta be careful.
We live.
Because you might see so close to the mic. Alright, Shalom. Shalom. The Hebrew Israelites come week in and week out the prophets of the downfall and destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Tell you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans that you're the true biblical Israelites, you're the chosen people of the Lord, and it's time for you to repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And you heathens, hey, judgments will come upon America, Babylon the Great, and you will be destroyed here if you a heathen, man, because there ain't no salvation for no one else but the children of Israel, which are the Lord's people, which are these people on his sand who have been in bondage, and been defamed, been talked down on, right? Been through all the atrocities, especially here in America, Babylon the Great, right? Hey, the good thing about, you know, everything that's going on is that a remnant, there's salvation for a remnant of these people on this side, man. You see? Now we know all Israel will be saved in the kingdom, but guess what? The Lord has so much mercy. The Lord has mercy on us that a remnant of there's a small remnant on the side that will be saved here in America, Babylon the Great. So we out here to teach for the to hopefully for the word to get to the elect, right? That's what it's about. It's about the elect to come into this truth, which eventually they will come into this truth because they another word for elect is chosen.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why I'm on the highways and byways to continue to preach His word, man. Hopefully, the elect will be edified, as the scripture says, "My sheep will hear my voice." Okay, so I want to start out going into a topic, you know, dealing with these blended Israelites, man. All right, what's up? What you say, bro?
The stuff they put in the food.
That's true,
It's
right?
all true. I read books on it and I researched it for like years.
That's right.
I did stuff on it in college, like about like beach. I had to do a project on what's his name, Donald Trump. And,
Donald
like,
Trump?
Yeah, I researched other people and like stuff that had to do with him, and I started researching that shit again about the food. Like it's all connected.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't it sound like own a property in like New York with 666 as the address or some shit? Some like building.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
That's what I heard.
I think
Something
that's
about,
one of the lots in Washington D.C.
Something like that in some city. Like his son, Donald Trump's son, has like an address, like a property address. Something like that.
Right, I wouldn't be surprised. But not only since you mentioned that, you know, what about this?
What?
The end of the world. You believe in that?
Yeah, I think our country's going to turn on itself, and it's going to be a civil war.
Oh, it's
The end
definitely
of the world's going to be because of our country being involved in it somehow, in some shape or form.
Yeah,
it's not like the main cause, like somehow involved in it.
Well, we know, hey,
Honestly, our country
Malachi
is
4:1.
Yep.
Well, we know that, you know, the Civil War is just a part of the things that's going to come upon America, Babylon the Great. But the end of the world, right? The end of the person that's in rulership, the whole power structure, which is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man according to the Bible, right? It's going to be the end of his world, which is still going to lead to World War III and these other nations shooting nukes upon this place, right? You good up on your side, bro?
Yeah.
Shooting nuclear missiles upon this place. This is why all the
Everyone's
nations
equipped.
is being equipped,
Exactly.
right?
Everyone's equipped.
Right.
Right.
And in Matthew, when the disciples asked Yahweh Shai, what shall be the end of the world in the sign of thy coming,
Armageddon.
that word world goes into aeon, which represents the age.
Okay.
And the age of the current rulership, which is the rulership of the Gentiles. Just to back the brother up.
Beautiful, we can get that. Read this real quick, Malachi 4.
This is Malachi chapter 4. Salaki, you said 4 and 1.
4 and 1.
Salaki.
4 and 1. Malachi 4 and 1.
Okay.
This is Malachi chapter 4, verse 1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall be stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts."
Right, so we know that day that's coming, right, is the day of the Lord. And the day of the Lord is not what people expect, or the misconception that people have been taught in the world of the day of the Lord, when the world is going to call Jesus Christ returns, that it's going to be a beautiful, it's going to be a lovely day, right? It's going to be peace, happiness, white doves flying around, right?
No, it's going to be like destruction.
Yep.
He's going to come back and like,
Say
doesn't
that
it say it
again?
in the Bible where he comes back with a sword out of his mouth?
See?
Like a flaming sword, like he's going to attack and destroy all the negative of the world.
Yep.
Absolutely,
Like,
absolutely.
It has to be eliminated because God is perfect.
Hey, he said, and that's beautiful too. He said it has to be eliminated. I'm gonna get that precept. Go ahead, bro.
Doesn't God have to make everything like perfect? Like, has to make it right, doesn't
Yep.
he?
Yeah,
In
right.
the end, and that's the only way that he's able to do it.
All right, I'm gonna read this. Zephaniah 1 verse 14. The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick clouds.
Right, right.
Go ahead.
That's
where,
right.
Where was that
And-
from? Because
The book of Zephaniah,
Zephaniah.
1 verse 14.
that was like a prophecy.
Yeah.
Just like, you know how there's a prophecy in one of the Psalms about like what happens to Jesus when he like gets hung on the cross.
Yeah,
Like,
talking about David. Psalms of
Exactly.
David.
Prophecy of his clothes being torn and whatnot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. They cast
Absolutely.
lots for my vesture.
Absolutely.
Roughly paraphrasing. And you made another statement that goes right along with that. You said the Lord would have to destroy that which is wicked before he can set up that which is righteous. You got that in the apocrypha, bro?
Yeah, you already know that's what I was
Come.
running for.
All
I
right.
got it right here.
He about to
What
read
other way
it.
would he be able to do it other than that?
That's right. Here it goes right here, brother.
This is the book of Second Esdras. Second Esdras 4, verse 27. It says, I'll start at 26. Then answered he me and said, the more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel, for the world hasteth fast to pass away.
Mhm.
Now the priest Esdras was always asking a lot of questions concerning his people, the Israelites.
Mhm.
You know, because he was always, you know, our people be always concerned about what's going, the state of each other, or what's going on with each other. You know, basically like looking out for someone.
Yeah.
It says, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, but I will tell thee, for evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. So like you said, we know the evil is already sown all throughout the earth,
Yeah.
right? But the destruction ain't come yet. You see,
Yeah.
the destruction ain't come, right? That's why people are still doing all manners of wickedness right now. You see, because the Lord is holding it back until the elect is still, right?
Yep.
Isn't he holding it back until the right moment to like send the devil into the lake of the fire?
We gonna get it.
He has to send all of it at once.
I'm gonna get it for you. I'm gonna show you.
Right.
Verse 29, it says, if therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down,
Mhm.
and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that that is sown with good.
Right. So if he doesn't destroy the wickedness that's already existing,
Yeah.
then okay, righteousness and wickedness can't exist in the same
being
in the
hypocrite
same
then.
space. It's just impossible for them to exist in the same
Right.
space. So, and the scriptures also tell us what fellowship have the wolf with the lamb,
Yeah.
and,
Yep.
and the Messiah with Belial. So basically, what he's saying is he has to get rid of that wickedness
Yeah.
before the kingdom of heaven can come in.
For it to exist.
Exactly. That's so you made
Wait,
that
so Are you
statement.
saying it's pending?
It's pending. Yeah, we're waiting on it.
Yeah.
Like he said, the world hasteth greatly to end. So it's coming. It's coming.
Well, do you think God is suffering from that as well?
Now you can read the sign. Read the sign.
So are you saying like is anything like affected by that pending or like the kingdom of heaven? Is like the kingdom of heaven pending, like maybe like with that being said, does that affect like God and like his realm?
No,
like,
it's just everything is
with
done.
this unjust like thing not completed yet.
No, I mean everything is just done in its due season.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah, it just hasn't happened yet, obviously. And
Right.
yeah. The scripture tells us he's long suffering.
Right.
I
So-
think it's supposed to happen at this point, like
It's going to happen, but it's on the Lord's time.
That's
on
right.
the Lord's time, yeah.
On the Lord's time. That's all it is. You know.
Because the scripture says that he's long suffering.
Long suffering.
I could,
Patient.
I could just feel like it's gonna happen though, like
Right.
with everything that's happening
Well-
in the world and how it's getting so bad, worse and bigger.
Yeah, I'm gonna read you it after he read this real quick.
All right.
Right. This is Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse. I start at verse 2.
Mhm.
It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables,
Mhm.
that he may run that readeth it.
Right.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
See, the vision is yet for a appointed time. So
Mhm.
there's prophecies that gotta happen at its own appropriate time that the Lord has set it up for. Right? Go ahead.
But at the end it shall speak and not lie.
And we know that the end is manifest. And it's speaking that we at the end. We're seeing all the different things that's happening around the world that's showing you the signs that we're at the end. As the brother quoted, Matthew the 24th chapter. Right?
What was that?
I'm gonna read it. Go ahead.
It says that Salaki. It says, though it tarry, wait for it.
Though it's tarry, it's pending, wait for it.
Mhm.
Why?
That's what that means?
Right.
That's what that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
means to wait.
Terry
To wait.
means to to take your time, you to kind of like slow around. It seems like, you know, you just, yeah. So pending is you waiting, right? Yeah, so tarrying is like, you know, pending the arrival, you know.
Because it shall surely come, it will not tarry. It will surely come. Then you know that it's going to come.
Yeah, that's like speaking in the presence of like it's
Are you a white
and, like saying that like and by saying you it doesn't tarry or whatever.
Yes, that is surely going to come to pass.
Yeah.
And that's all. Hey, that's the faith and the patience of the saints.
So what is that exactly? Like everything, like blessings on earth, or like in the kingdom of God, or is it just? Is it like everything blessings on earth and like all that, and like the kingdom of God, or like?
No, well, he just saying.
Is it just?
He's just letting you know the things that's going to come to pass. You know, things that's going to come to pass, which is prophecy. Like that right here. That's prophecy. The end of the world. Prophecy.
It's all this,
Like-
all the material, all this, this world.
Like
You see the sign here, that's a depiction of a vision. 'Cause
Right.
The prophets in the scriptures, they actually saw visions and they wrote them down in this book.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why it says the vision is set for an appointed time.
Right.
Right? 'Cause they actually,
Esau?
What do y'all
Esau.
fringes mean?
Esau
What
lost
do the
it.
fringes mean?
Esau lost his
They don't
skin.
want to talk to me
Why?
because I'm black. They want to talk to white people.
You crazy, sister. You crazy, man. You crazy, man.
But you look like
You
you have white
disorderly.
descent.
You disorderly. I told you to read the sign. It said the seed goes
But your
according to
signs
the
are like-
father. If his father goes back to the nation of Edom, he's through.
Yeah.
Go according to the dude
Yeah,
you
and we
speak
can deal
with.
with it real quick,
Well,
right?
what
So,
about you? You look like
so
you
hold
have
on. So
white
hold on.
descent, and
So
you-
hold on. Let's.
You have.
You see us
gray
talk? Do you see us
eyes,
telling him that he's
blonde
going to hell? Are we cussing this man out? Don't he look like a white man?
Yeah.
We dealing with him cordially, right?
Okay, but
So
you're
we don't
saying-
deal with the skin color. You dealing with skin color,
So what are
and you interrupting what we doing right now, sis. So we trying to go in. We preaching the gospel. If we
Y'all
talking to
preaching
somebody and you
gospel, y'all-
interrupting,
y'all
then you the
preaching
one being
gospel, but
disrespectful.
look
So
at
we're
how you
gonna
talking.
continue. You being disrespectful. You being disrespectful.
All right, bro. Ignore.
being
Hey, bro.
Disrespectful.
Ignore. Ignore.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
All
So.
right. That's
Ignore
right.
it, man. Ignore it, man. So where we at? Oh, all
Yep.
right, so here I got you Revelation 7 chapter, right? Revelation 7 verse 1, it says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on the tree. So when you're dealing with that wind, it's talking about the destroying wind. It's talking about destruction.
Yeah.
You see, that's the wind that's being held back, right?
That's right.
They're coming with him when he comes back.
Huh?
Sword or whatever.
Well, the holy angels is going to return with the Lord, man.
Yeah,
That's right.
Right?
They're coming with him.
Verse 2, it says, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, or living God, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea,
Yep.
saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God
Mhm.
in their foreheads.
Right.
So the angels is holding back the destruction until the certain elect number of men is sealed with the seal in their forehead.
Right.
So they holding the destruction back. The destruction is still pending, but they're holding it back for a specific reason.
Because it all happens at the same time. Once that
Because
happens,
it's waiting for this. It's waiting for this, as I just read to you.
Right. Right.
Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God and their foreheads.
Right.
Whose foreheads? And I heard the number of them which were sealed. And there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So that's the governing body. That's the men of the Lord, the servants, the prophets.
like at the end of all people on the earth, 144,000.
No, what I'm saying is the destruction is not coming yet until all 144,000 of men, or 12,000 of each tribe of the men, 12,000 men from each tribe, which is 12 tribes, 144, that until once it's sealed in their foreheads, then the destruction is going to be let loose upon the earth.
That's right.
And how does that exactly happen? What does that mean by seal?
Seal, I mean that's the Lord putting that seal upon them. Really, you can go to exemption of judgment, right?
Right.
He's giving them. Okay.
So those
Right.
like 144,000 haven't been born yet.
They have been born. Yeah, yeah. They're dwelling on the earth right now.
Okay.
We believe because we believe we are in the end of the end right now.
Okay, so these
So
last people need to be sealed, you said?
They need to be sealed
Okay.
with that understanding,
Yeah.
because they have been selected from the foundation of the
That's
earth.
what it says.
So the Most High is going to put it on their understanding it's like locking them in. It's like you put something into a mechanism and you lock it in place. Once
what they have to do.
So they have to be locked in, and then the Lord is going to allow this place to be destroyed
Right.
gradually.
Gradually.
So what if they're like the last few are young and they don't understand?
They could be any age. They could be young, old,
Once
but
they get
Right.
old enough in our lifetime, like
No,
by
well,
the age to understand,
it's
when
not really
destruction can
it's not
happen.
really our
Yeah,
our
it's
time,
not
it's
a
the
old-
Lord's time. It could be
Right.
it could be
It could be any time.
it could be 15 minutes before World War III. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
It could be 15 minutes before World War III, and you can lock that last person in, and
Right.
everything pops right off.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
It
Yeah,
could be
like
any
World War
given
III
time.
could happen, like way
Any-
before.
Well, World War
Right.
III is gonna happen.
It's going to happen, but it's at a select time
Yeah.
during
Right.
prophecy. There's different things that got to come before World War
It's
III.
scary. That's like it does make you like have fear for like have a fear for the wrath of God.
That-
Because He can destroy
Yeah.
everything.
And
like,
that's
He
what
can
is,
end all of us.
and guess what the world is lacking today?
What's that?
The fear of the Lord. Why do you think these people run around the earth doing all manners of wickedness? Doing
Yeah.
whatever the hell they want to do.
Blowing all this money, driving fast.
Not really blowing
Money.
money and driving fast
Selling
cars
drugs
because
and-
no
Yeah,
breaking
selling
the law.
drugs.
Yeah,
Breaking
selling
the law.
drugs.
Yeah,
breaking the
breaking
law,
the law,
statutes,
yeah.
and commandments
Of the Most High.
of
That's
the
right.
Most High.
Living in wickedness, because money,
Yeah, living
money
in
is
the
not the root of all
complete
evil.
opposite.
The love of money is the root of
Yeah,
all evil. You see?
Living in wickedness, right?
Right.
Right. You know, but the fear of God is not in this land.
Nah.
The minute the Lord, the servants are prophets, we the only ones to talk about our people
I've
should
seen
fear the
so
Lord.
many people going to church and like preaching it and like not doing anything about it, and it just
Well, they-
pisses me off.
they
I
not-
used to live in Lancaster. I went to this church. We used to drive by this old guy that was homeless, and he was a war vet. And they wouldn't do anything about it, and we would just leave the church talking about how we would do something, and they never would.
Well, they hit.
Dude, I took this guy in. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna.
Gentlemen.
I
They're a
stopped
bunch-
going to that
they're-
church. I was like, I'm not gonna be a part of the church.
They're a
I'm
bunch of
gonna help this
hypocrites.
dude, and, like,
Gentlemen,
Yeah, exactly.
what time is it?
Somebody give him a sound.
It's 3:45.
3:45.
Don't ask
Is
us
it
no
really?
more. 3:45, bro. You gonna check the bill schedule?
The boss.
I told you what time it was.
Yeah,
3:46.
There's a lot of people that like
3:46.
trying to preach it, but they'll do it.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got a lot of people do. You got a lot of false prophets out there. You got a lot of that going on. But we know what will prophets be doing, right? This is what a prophet will be doing. This is the book of Jeremiah, right?
Yeah.
The book of Jeremiah 28. Jeremiah 28 verse 8. It says, that's 26. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yep.
So that's what prophets did, man. Prophets is going to do the same thing now, because America is what? A great kingdom. It's a great city, right? And evil and pestilence is spoken about in the Bible, right? Destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America, right? Another code name for America is written in the Bible. So this is what we're speaking of. We are literally warning the people of what's to come. That's prophecy.
Like our country being
We're letting people know what's to come, right? Right. Hey, you know, and it might be 5 years. It could be a year from now. Hopefully it's sooner than 5 years.
Right.
But people still going to think they're going to be walking around town, right? Driving Benzes, you see, having
think
all
I-
these different homes,
I don't think it's gonna
right?
be like that.
Running around partying and doing all these manners of wickedness. Hey, what it say like in the book of Noah?
Yeah, as it was in the days of
Marrying,
Noah.
Giving into marriage, being married,
I
being all
think our
joy.
country is gonna lock down and declare martial law and
It-
lock us all down. That's all.
That's all
Yeah,
the
that's
scriptures.
gonna
we're
happen.
gonna be so like we're gonna revolt against the police so bad.
Get it, bro. Go to
That
the
they're
second
gonna
half.
have
Yeah.
no choice but to. What amendment is that
Okay,
in?
man.
There's like a subdivision of the law of which amendment that allows them to declare
I-
martial law only under like specific like
I forget it
situations.
because there's an executive order.
There's
an
I-
executive
there's
order
executive
with government
orders on that,
to,
and I
like,
forgot
they
them.
have
I
to,
think it came
drop
out during
the law
Obama's
because of-
administration, right?
If we get so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
There's
what-
executive orders on that.
It's like a subdivision of an amendment or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
I
yeah,
forget what it is. though,
It
like
covers
I-
a lot where they can
I look it up right now.
they can take over certain resources if you have them
They can take
stockpiled.
over everything and lock
Everything.
us down with a curfew of like 8
A curfew,
p.m. If
yep.
You're outside, you're shot on sight.
Yep.
The military like locks the streets down. and,
Yep.
Like, I
Man.
bet they'd keep all defense in America too, because like they have to like protect the streets and like lock us all down, but
Well-
like protect against like foreign like.
Well, check
countries,
this
like,
out. Check
attacking
this
and
out, right? You said that. You know how many people? You know how many of these people just walking around us right now and around
Yeah.
the world believe that their government is actually for them? Do you
Yeah.
know how many people
shit.
think
A
that?
lot of people. I think it's like the government's game to like get people to believe them and be
It
on their
is
side
their
to
game.
fund them, like give
It is
money
their
to do
game.
it. That's why you have all these corporate companies that are part of the government
is their
somehow.
game.
Like the government gets funding and like or like money just by allowing other companies to like completely like.
and it's
step
all
on
That's right.
the back of
It's all
others and, like, get all
deceivableness.
this money.
Hey, you know,
That's right.
you ask
It's
these
all the
people
money.
out here in the streets right now, was 9/11 an
Hey,
inside
dude,
job?
Did you
right?
see the sign there?
Right. Yeah, he's a demon.
Oh, I'm
man.
sorry.
All right. Okay.
No, I saw the bus.
It's okay.
I'm
Go ahead,
busy
go ahead.
with
It's
you.
all right. It's all right. It's all right.
I've been tracing this bus for
It's,
I
3
got
all
you.
right.
It's
It's all
all
right.
right.
Hey, you know how many of these people asking certain people about 9/11, and you said it's an inside job. You know they look at you crazy.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
You tell them 9/11 was an inside job, they gonna say it wasn't no way in
They
hell.
believe it's
It's
theirs.
all right, bro.
You know,
They believe
all
it's
right.
theirs.
they believe it's terrorists by the
Yeah.
witchcraft in the media that we know that the rulers of the earth, where they at? Right here.
Do
Here
you
they
know how
go.
easy the government could easily use our newscasting, whatever the publicity,
Well, who
messaging,
owns that?
whatever?
Who owns that?
Like the companies in our government, basically.
Well, Esau Edom owns that.
Yeah, but
That's
like
right.
they could just like post shit and like have most of the population believe it immediately.
Yeah,
and,
and
just
I'm
kinda get
reading.
it and manipulate us into what they want us to believe.
Right. Wow. But
Right,
wow,
right.
because it's in the power of their hand. Let me get
Right, now-
let me get a few scriptures.
Right, right.
Back that up.
They have a plan.
Right.
Right, right. They do have a plan, but see, why the brothers getting those scriptures? It's good to know all this stuff, but at the end of the day,
Yeah.
there's nothing you have. You have no defense if you're not an Israelite and if the Most High is not with you.
Yeah.
So you have to go back to the seed of Israel. It's not a skin color thing like this. These damn demons tried to make it as. Okay, because you could be an Israelite.
Yep.
We don't know that. It goes back to your seed line, and if the Most High, and even if you are an Israelite,
I don't know.
if you
My
don't
family-
believe,
I don't think so.
It's
My
all-
family was Amish.
we don't get
I
all
mean,
deep into
like,
it. I mean, we've been
there's-
scattered
I
into
don't
all
know.
nations, so we don't really get too deep into that. Where we go is by the Spirit.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go by genealogy, but we really go by the Spirit. So if this is resonating with you, this truth, then you might be an
It
Israelite.
is. I mean, I got very I'm interested on the topic still, but I got so in depth with it that I researched it for like a couple years, like all kinds of stuff,
Right, right.
like a lot. Too.
Right. This is the book of Micah 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand."
Right.
Now, when we read Job 9:24, it says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the face of the judges thereof.
Mhm.
If not, where and who is he?" Well, here you have it, right? Esau, Edom, according to the Bible. This is the wicked, known in the Bible of the nation of the wicked, and they covered the faces of the judges thereof,
That's why you
right?
got this image right here.
The
Right.
judges thereof, who were
Right.
there.
Judges are the Israelites.
That's right.
Right.
With the
They
ultimate judge being,
That's who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. So
That's
that's
right.
why you have this right here. This is a false image, right? This
The
image
white,
is-
the white Jesus.
Yeah. But no, yeah.
Because yeah, so many people were depicting him as white, but he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
That's right.
Because he
Now-
was from that side of the planet. Like he would not be white over there. He would.
Well, really, according to the scriptures, he's
Yeah.
a so-called black man.
that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, or black. Yeah. I mean, I thought like just like lighter brown, like just not white at all though. Like Saudi Arabian. What would they be like?
Right now, when we go into the scriptures, it said he was a
Definitely
like
not
brass, as if it burned in a furnace.
When you do that,
Salaki.
go ahead, continue talking, bro. Yeah, right. But
So then why did so many people?
Sorry about your signs, guys.
Nah, you
I'm a
can
big
keep going.
panic.
Part of the
I'm a
world.
big panic right
It's
now.
all right.
That's all right, you
It's
all
all
right.
right.
Pray for me, please.
Yep.
All right, man.
Yeah. So yeah, they depicted him as this, right? Because this is
Hold
this is
him,
part of
yeah.
the deception, right? They use
Yeah, it's
this.
deception.
Yeah, they use this to conquer people, right? Like the indigenous people over here, the slaves, the
And
African
y'all,
slaves.
speak up.
Yeah, the African slaves. They use this image to conquer us, right? So
To throw us off.
yeah,
It's all to throw us off.
right. And
Liberate
really,
us.
this is blasphemy of the Holy Scriptures, because according to the Scriptures, the son of the Most High is a so-called black man.
So-called black man from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah, from the tribe of Judah.
That's right. So
Right,
that's
so this
that's
is-
like I said, they covered the faces of the judges.
Right.
They covered up the face, the true identity of the judges, the true people, the true people of the Most High. So lucky for dropping the camera down. I can.
just have to not even,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
since they can focus.
Yeah, like the Catholic priests.
Yeah.
The popes. They're all just assholes, like dressing up like they don't mean anything. They're not. They're wicked. They are.
They are,
They
right.
have to be like.
Yeah.
They say that. What do they say in their speeches? I don't really watch them. But like,
I don't
they-
watch them either,
they
but they
preach good stuff.
they preach contrary to what the scriptures actually say.
Don't they try to like portray it good for these people and like?
Right. But how do you and say if you're a robber, right? Right. I'm gonna try to use a good example. Say if you're a robber and you're trying to rob someone, or you watch different movies as before they do a bank heist, they always have someone go
talk to the woman, the teller of the bank. He don't go in there on no aggressive spirit and say, let me get your number. He comes in this very passive, loving spirit to that woman till he gets her to a point where she's able to tell all the information of the bank timing, when the best time to rob it, the cameras, how many security guards, things like that. So they come in a different.
They come in a subtle manner.
A subtle manner, but it's all tricks and plans to ultimately deceive you.
That's right.
The outside image is very good, but the
Yeah.
inside, you're not even knowing that poison, because they're serving that poison, is seeping right into you, and they're deceiving you, and you don't even know it. So by the time you realize it, you're
blown.
already done.
That's right.
Yeah,
You got
I
precept, bro. Go ahead,
back
brother.
you up, bro. This is Psalms chapter 58 and verse 3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born,
Yep.
speaking lies.
Right.
Right? So, hey, just like he was saying, man, this is their deception, man. They're liars, man. They do things very smooth and deceptively, right? To do their wickedness.
Right.
It says they're poison.
Oh, it's getting windy.
Yeah, it's getting windy. It's cool. We need to start putting them out. I'll grab them.
It says their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They're like the deaf adder that stoppeth the air. Right? So basically going into the deaf adder that stoppeth the air. Every time they hear the truth comes out, they don't want to hear it. They can't accept the truth.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And when you go into that word subtle, a part of that definition is, okay, it happens in small increments that you can't be, that it's hard to detect what's actually happening. And if you notice, this place is becoming more gradually wicked.
Yeah.
Over the years, over a course of a long period. If you remember back in the 50s, there were certain things that wasn't allowed. But then slowly it started creeping in through the movies. Certain wickedness was allowed to be portrayed on screen. You couldn't even show somebody laying in a bed together. But then they gradually put it to where now you're showing sex on TV, nipples and all these other different things. That wasn't allowed at one point.
Just like homosexuality,
That's
bro.
right.
How they got Jake was with it through the entertainment. They start using different celebrities or these movie actors as putting in this comedy skits, like Jamie Foxx.
Yep.
Right? Like Jamie Foxx in his shows.
Yep.
Martin Lawrence in his shows.
That's right.
Chris Tucker
Yeah,
and all that,
Shaniqua.
and all them different movies. People thought it was entertainment and a joke. But now, you go move later on down the line, 10 years later, it's like, oh shit, that's an agenda.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep, to where you see people like Pharrell in a bubble coat dress.
It's
Looking-
normal now.
Yeah, he had a full of bubble coat dress. He was shaved with blonde dyed hair and
Yeah,
damn earrings in, man.
They trying to
Like a little fairy princess.
they're trying to
Emasculate or demasculate.
Yeah, Bruce Jenner,
Yeah.
Bruce Jenner, right? We
just
get in trouble if we
popped in
call
my
him that
head.
today.
Yeah.
But Bruce Jenner,
Wait, what's Caitlyn Jenner?
what is Caitlyn Jenner
that's
now?
it,
Right?
yeah.
Is
His
that
name-
his
his-
name or is
No, that's his name.
That's
now.
his new name.
Right.
And
so,
they said he was a hero. Go ahead, bro.
You said it. He was a hero to the people. He was on the Wheaties box cover and all that.
Was he really?
Like the,
Yeah.
like the,
Yep.
I think it's the Wheaties box.
Was
As,
he?
as a strong man, like he
Yeah,
was
when
like the
he was-
face of America, like.
Yep.
Wait, that was when he was.
But that was pre-operation.
Operation.
Yeah.
After the operation, they said they even commended him even further.
Really?
And said that was a very brave
Dude,
thing for him to do.
He was probably all for
He
publicity.
wicked. He wicked. But at the end of the day, all these things, all these different things is going on that must be put to a stop. But it is. It is gonna be all put to a stop. When the Lord makes his return, all this is gonna get put to a stop, man.
Jeez.
He's gonna put the evil out of the earth, and all that's considered is evilness, man. Homosexuality, transgenderism, drug dealers, and all that. That's all wicked, man. We all gotta put all that out the earth.
Yep.
So I'm gonna jump back to Matthew 24. So there's a book of Matthew 24, verse 3. It says, "And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and the end of the world?" So as the brother says, you go into that world, and in Greek is aeon, meaning age or rulership.
Mhm.
So when we say end of the world, right, we don't mean the end of the world as there's going to be no more earth. The earth is not going to exist. No, what we're saying is these people right here, which are ruling the earth, right, they're going to be taken out of power. Hey, as we read 2 Ezra 6, verse 9, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it thou followest.
Mhm.
You see?
Get this. Get some more.
Right. I'll continue on. It says,
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am a Mashiach, or I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumor of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So you watch different news channels, you see rumors of wars, right? Or you just hear people
I
talking
don't really
about.
watch the news recently because I just don't follow it.
Well, do you hear about wars? Wars that's going on, basically.
Not really. Not
What about rumors of wars?
No, just like I mean, the only wars that I've been recent on is the one my uncle was.
Okay,
He
well,
went to Afghanistan.
okay, well, right now you got a lot of wars going on, right? And rumors of wars.
Okay.
But these little small skirmish wars are still
Yeah.
wars, and it might not be an all-out world war,
Like little
but
civil wars.
but there's little wars going on between different countries. Like when Trump is like killed that soldier from where was he from? That high top general.
Was that Iraq?
Iraq or Iran or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
That was an act of war,
Yep.
right? Now, they could be having a little war about that right now, but the media is just probably not covering it. Because when you got missiles being shot off from between two different groups, that's war.
Yeah.
That's war.
Yeah.
When you got these different nations all in the Pacific Ocean, in the Baltic Sea, right? Surrounding each other and shooting missiles at each other, that is war. That is war. It's just not a full-blown war, but those are wars, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Those are
Smaller
acts of
wars,
war.
which is leading up to, as the brother said, small increments, which leads up to the what? The Big Bang, man.
Yep.
And I mean the
World
Big
War
Bang
III.
as World War
Yo,
III.
World War
Yeah.
III is gonna rock. I think
gonna
it's gonna be our country's gonna be part of World War III.
Oh man, it's gonna be
Part of
one of
it.
the biggest parts.
No, like it's gonna. I'm afraid it's gonna happen here.
Don't be afraid. 'Cause
Hey.
Dude,
this place,
We're
this
screwed.
place is doomed for destruction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I already. Yeah, it is somehow in the end. Like, if it's part of World War III, though, like playing Call of Duty makes me think. There was this mission I played. It's TNT blew up.
Yeah.
Like, no vehicles work. Like the whole the streets
Call of
are
Duty,
destroyed.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I think of. Like, the whole country's gonna be like.
Another scripture. Even video games, even certain video games, they show you. They
Some
show
video
you
games are bad influences.
But some of them show you
Show you
a future of what's to
what's
come.
going, yeah.
Yeah, like it desensitizes.
It desensitizes you, and it's that conditioning, that
Yeah.
programming. What is it called? Predictive programming. Yeah, where they show you certain scenarios and they show you how they respond to where when it happens you respond a similar way.
Yeah.
Right.
Outbreaks and different things. Go ahead, brother.
Right. So just as the bro was saying, when you go into the word aeon, okay, which is written there in the Greek, it means an age. Now, when you look up the word age, it means something that's prominent. Now, at that time that was written, the Romans were prominent in the earth, so they had rule over everything.
Salakia, bro, you try to move back over there. I'm gonna pick these signs up because I don't want it to blue and I'm gonna get back on track. Go ahead, y'all can go over there.
Right. So they had rule over everything. So this is Acts chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, when they were therefore come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? Right? So when it says the end of the world, it means the end of Esau's rulership. But it means the end of Esau's rulership. Okay? Right? And Esau was ruling as the Romans at that time. They were calling themselves the Romans.
Yeah, that's who had rule over us at that time.
Right.
So that's what they was talking about. Read that part again, bro.
Acts chapter 1 verse 6. When they were therefore come together, they asked him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Restore the kingdom to Israel. Can you put us back in place? Can you put us back in rulership? Because right now we're under the Romans. We're tributary to the Romans. But it didn't say that restore the kingdom to Israel and everybody else. Why would he say everybody else? We was already under the Edomites.
That's what it means by end of the world, not the physical, the whole earth.
Okay.
It means the end of all rulership. Right? That's why his disciples asked, are you going to restore the kingdom back to Israel? So just to give some more understanding.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I got one. It's the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 1, verse 4. It says, one generation passeth away, and another generation cometh.
but the earth abideth forever. So the earth is always going to be here. See? The earth is always going to be here. See? That's why the brother was going into the end of the world, meaning the end of the age, the end of a rulership.
What was that? I seen a verse somewhere that said like all things will come to pass, and like things will like things of this earth will perish or something like that. It wasn't exactly like that.
The fashion of this world pass away. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so. Yeah.
The fashion on the earth.
Say that. What was that?
The fashion of this world passeth away.
I think that's it. What is
Could be it. That just means that the way that the ways of life here, you know, it's not gonna be like that anymore when the kingdom comes. The things that we having to worry about here, as far as the Israelites, we're not gonna be worried about those things here. You know, so those that use this world is not abusing it. Don't get too caught up in things on this side, basically.
Right? So back at Matthew 24, verse 6, it says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise up against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows." And this is what you see, man. You see the different nations rising up against each other, right? Different nations that had factions together are breaking apart. You see? They're breaking apart, okay? You know, you got all these different earthquakes going on around the world. You got all these different pestilences going. Hey, it's okay. A main pestilence that's going through the earth right now is what? The coronavirus, man. That's a plague. That's a pestilence, man.
I was just talking to somebody about that.
Yeah. You see? But that's just one of many that's about to come upon this place. One of many.
And that's happening here in America.
It's in America. It's everywhere right now. It's they call it a worldwide pandemic right now.
Yep.
Wow.
And the ways of life are actually being affected here. When you go to places where a large population come into those buildings, they now have wet wipes and certain things at the front door. Like whereas they was always there, but now you have attendees there. Would you like me to wipe your cart and handing you wet wipes?
Some of these buildings you think have them?
I don't know about these buildings, but like stores, like Costco and Sam's Clubs. You know.
That's why you also have a drop in the. Bye, bro.
It flew away. Go ahead, brother.
That's why you also have a drop in the stock market.
Yeah.
Yep. Because over there in China, where they have all those places quarantined, they're not working in these different sweatshops, making all these different products that America buys, or other countries. Because lots of raw materials go through China.
Yep.
Right, and they use that to make different stuff that they trade with other countries, man. So that's why you got stuff here that people are not gonna be able to buy because China's not up and running, man.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. And you look at a lot of these different items that people have. You look at it, it's tell you made from China, mostly. Made from China.
Yep.
Made from Taiwan. Right? Made in Japan.
Yeah, everything.
But a lot of stuff is in China because look, America is an importing country.
Yeah.
You see? So when that place,
we like to buy a lot of stuff and sell it to our
so
competition.
when that place does get shut off, right, or cut off, or nobody can't bring nothing in, it's gonna make more hardship for America.
Yep.
You see? People talk all this game, America this, America that, right? They
We
talk
don't have a lot of our own United States made products.
No.
Nope.
We don't.
They don't.
We're the biggest importer of all the nations,
All the
man.
nations.
Of all the
We
countries.
buy
But see, and that all that's going to end up backfiring because they're using the other nations for cheap labor. They get it.
Yeah.
But now when these different things and stuff start happening you got to shut off places, where you going to get these goods from? Where you going to get it from? Who going to make these goods?
We're gonna have to, but I don't think they're gonna be able to come up with that demand.
They're not going to be able to come up with the demand.
Yeah,
So people going to be shorted and outed on a lot of stuff. But
Isn't that gonna make us collapse?
I
The
mean,
dollar collapse?
well, the dollars has already
Man,
it's
that's-
collapsing.
that's gonna really
but
The
screw us.
dollar-
the only thing that's go ahead.
the dollar is so inflated, man.
Mhm.
The dollar might as well not even exist.
Exist.
The dollar's a big ass balloon. We handing air pockets away to get food right now,
It's really
bro.
being held up through the seat for real.
Yep.
Because people believe that money is still valuable.
Well,
I mean, you got the oil behind it too,
Nah,
like the
but-
petrodollar a little bit.
Little
but
bit.
people's mind is, if people really knew about the real value of money, right? They'd have a heart attack.
but that's why it's called a fiat currency, right? It's not backed by any tangible
Not back-
source.
Exactly.
Only thing it's backed by is the name and the power that America has held.
Where was
Now,
that
when
money at? Or the gold and that gold.
Well, we
silver.
we no longer have a gold standard.
Yep.
No, they don't. It was in that place.
It was taken out a
Fort
long
Knox or something.
Yeah, it was taken out. Well, the gold, but the gold standard, where you used to be able to trade in the dollars to get pieces of gold, that's been through for years, man, for years.
The ground.
Was I? Well, it was
Yeah,
a little bit.
He be over here. He was over there.
I was pointing at him. Salaki. But yep. So it's only held up by the power that America has, and pretty soon that's going to be gone.
Yep.
People are already bucking up against this authority that America has had. So the dollar ain't. Hey, people
That's
rejecting
why
it,
they're going to declare martial law.
and people are rejecting the dollar already. People are already trying to switch and use other means of currency to buy fuel. They're trying to
All right.
reject the petrodollar. Go
Got a
ahead.
little more. So it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? Verse 9, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake, right? So we know that he's letting it warning the disciples of what's going to come upon them. But the same with now, man. The men of the Lord, the servants, the prophets. The same thing's going to happen upon us, right? We hate it for the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. You see? And these elites is going to want us to basically they're going to want us to see if we stand firm on our word when they put certain brothers' heads in the guillotine. Oh, you believe in that? Oh, you for real? Okay, put your head there. See if you believe in it now. You know? But
Right.
the men that's already set up to be martyrs, they going to say, hey, off with my head. Some people that's not set up going to back out and be like, you know what? I denounce the faith, blah, 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 however they might do it, you know? But
Yeah.
that's just what it is.
But they did that. They did something like that to the Messiah. He said that if you the son of the Most High, then save yourself off that cross.
But the reason why that none of that, because he could have did that,
Yeah, he
right? He
coulda.
could have had the legion. He had the legion of angels to do that. But he was doing. But what it says, thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Yep, thy will.
Everything as it is written.
Yep.
So he was coming to do
The will of his Father.
instead of the Lord.
Yep.
And it was already written for him to what? Be that lamb without blemish, to be that sacrifice for the nation of Israel, man.
That's right.
You know, only he was able to do that.
Yep.
Right? So, verse 11, it says, and many, Slaki, verse 10, and then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another, and many false prophets shall rise and deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. You see, so iniquity is going to get greater, right?
What's iniquity mean?
Iniquity means sin,
Yep.
more wickedness, more darkness. And as you see it,
It's
you
already
see it all
bad.
throughout. It's already bad, but it's going even further. Okay, 5 years ago, what example? 5 years ago, did you see all these different? Did you see? There wasn't that many young kids that was homosexuals and lesbians and transgenders.
No.
They were there, but there wasn't as many as you see now.
they're
That
coming
shit
out.
then went 10 times more. And we know that by just being out here on the highways and byways seeing it.
A lot of things are going 10 times more.
A lot of things are
Like the drugs, like
Yep.
like the flocka that's down in Florida.
Yeah,
they can, like,
flocka,
eat
yep.
people's faces.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
K2, like
Gonna get worse.
Yep.
over in Russia, yeah, I was researching like people were just being picked up off the side of the road.
Yeah,
From,
in
like,
Russia.
Yeah, from dying. Like,
Yeah, I think they got a
crocodiles.
drug called Crocodile. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All these new synthetic drugs
Yep.
that are just destroying people.
That's right.
If anything, like pot, like smoking pot, hey, it's natural.
What?
Pot,
Oh no,
smoking
you
pot
can't
is-
smoke. You can't smoke pot.
If I'm just saying, if anything, why do all these like crazy things like crocodile?
I get what
Like
you're
that
saying.
synthetic
Really, the
is-
only thing that the Lord approved of us to do is to drink wine in moderation. That's it. Smoking defiles your temple.
Have your strong drink.
Yep.
You know that should be that's good enough.
That's good enough. Yeah,
Even that's tainted. Shit.
it is.
You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
So verse 13 it says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So that's why we gotta be out on these highways and byways. Because we gotta preach to all the nations. Why I tell you says all the nations? Well, for one, you got Israelites amongst all the nations of the earth.
Yep.
Okay? Number two, we still got to tell these other nations their judgment of what's going to happen to them for what they did to the Lord's people. That they going into slavery, that they going into hardcore bondage, that the Lord requires recompense of them. You see? And even talking to, someone like you, right? A lot of these people